everybody and welcome back to my channel. So lately there has been a little bit of a trend going around in the art community where people post an artwork and hashtag it "draw this in your style." Now I really wanted to take part in this because it seemed pretty fun, and yeah, a lot of other artists have been doing it, including Baylee Jae. She recently actually uploaded a video of her doing this type of thing, and when she did that I decided that I really wanted to take part and try it for myself. Now I was a little bit worried because people might think people might think that I was copying her, which I guess, but to be honest, trends like this happen all the time in the art community and a lot of people join in the fun. And yeah, funnily enough, when I was thinking about that, my friend Parasol Mushroom actually tweeted Baylee Jae herself as well and asked if she was able to make a video and in a similar kind of style to Baylee's video, and she ended up replying and saying go for it. So you know what, I've decided I wanted to do it after all. So here is my little original artwork for this, and the idea behind it was basically just a young girl with her little dragon friend, and I just wanted to do a cute little illustration of her being silly and poking her tongue out at the dragon and having the dragon sort of perched on her arm. I thought this was really cute, and yeah, for the color palette type thing, I kind of wanted her hair to match the dragon a little bit, and that's why I ended up giving her a ponytail with a sort of black to red gradient, and the dragon itself has like blacks and reds and pinks on it as well. Now I'm actually doing 4 artworks in this video, and that's why a lot of it is sped up a lot faster than what I usually do, but to be honest, these are sort of slightly simple illustrations as well, so you know what, it turned out alright, and I think I really like this kind of editing style, I guess. Now for her hair, I ended up using mostly cool greys instead of blacks, and then I just sort of transitioned it into a light grey to white, and then I basically just layered red over the top of that, which turned it into a grey to red kind of gradient. The colours I'm using for this are mostly cool greys, a bit of Prussian blue, there's some cool shadow in for her shirt, and I also used a lot of new colours that I had recently got for her skin. Now this was barley beige, a bit of cherry white, and just some random little skin tones that I recently purchased. For the dragon's wings, I actually used a bit of cherry white, some other pinks and stuff like that as well, and yeah. I know this is a slightly more simple illustration, but I actually really like it because of the cheeky vibe that you kind of get from it, because obviously she's sticking her tongue out at the dragon and being silly, and yeah, I just thought it was a really cute little drawing. So here is my little drawing mostly done. Now if you want to draw this yourself, definitely try it out, and make sure you tag me on Instagram or Twitter because I really want to see what you guys do and if you end up doing it. Actually at this time I've already had one person already tag me in a drawing of it because I posted it earlier, and yeah, I'm actually really happy about that, so you know what, yeah. So now for the first drawing that is someone else's character. This drawing here is of a lovely young girl. Now I mainly chose this character because I really did like the hair, and you'll see the artist on the screen here because I kind of got a screen cap of her post on the screen. So yeah, it's that artist. And this character stood out to me so much, mainly because of the beautiful hair that she has, and also that little skirt is so adorable. Now I mainly started off sketching on some random computer paper, and then what I like to do is I like to trace onto line art, onto some mixed media paper. Now for the line art for these drawings, I'm actually using colored pencil. This is one of the styles that I frequently use. I have a few different styles, I guess, but I'm sort of going for that sort of soft colored look, which is actually similar to my Link fan art that I recently did, and also another drawing I did a while ago of a little kid looking at a butterfly. And yeah, I just really wanted to use this style for my video. Now for her hair, I mainly did a transition from yellow to pink, and I mainly did that by using pale yellow and then buttercup yellow, and then I used some more peachy kind of tones, and then right at the bottom there is light rouge and lipstick orange. After I got the gradient for her hair the way I liked it, I decided to go over the top of that with some more details and strands of hair. Now I mainly did this because my markers like to smear my pencils a tiny bit, so I wanted to try and avoid that by drawing the details over the top of the markers. And I'm actually really glad that I did this because it made it a lot more easier and straightforward to get those gradients the way I wanted them. After that, I added some more cute strands hanging out over the place, and they basically added a lot more detail to the artwork and made it look really cute, so I'm actually quite glad I did that. Now for her shirt, I mainly just used cherry white and sort of blended it out to the color of the paper. Now this is mainly because her shirt is a white color, but this artwork has a lot of peachy and red tones, so I wanted to shade the white using a sort of very soft red color. Now for her tights, I am mainly using crimson and also a little bit of peony. And for her skirt, I'm also using those colors as well. Now, funny thing with this video, I sort of unintentionally chose 3 different characters, and they all have something in common. Now, without realizing, I actually picked this character, and if you have a look at the art here on the screen, she actually sort of has a sort of strawberry theme. Now, I didn't notice this straight away, and that's mainly because I was amazed by her cute hair. And yeah, later when I was actually drawing her out, I realized that her skirt has a sort of strawberry pattern, and her shirt has that sort of green frills as well, and that actually made me like this artwork a lot more. It's just funny to me though, because the artworks that I am about to draw next also have a sort of fruit theme, which is unintentional, but you know what, I'm actually really glad that happened because they all sort of go together really nicely, and I think it's pretty cute. Now for her skin, I used a mixture of barley beige, I used cherry white, and just a tiny little bit of a really light yellow red color. I forget what it's called though. But yeah, after I got most of those colors down and done, I went over with my colored pencil to add some more details. Now I mainly used this for the dots all over her skirt, which add a lot of cuteness to it and make it obviously look more strawberry themed. And after that, just some simple highlights with my white colored pencil, and we're pretty much done. after I finished this artwork, I was actually super pleased with it. I really love the style that I chose for this artwork. And yeah, the new colors that I recently got, just, I don't know, they're just so pleasing to me because I'm so used to the colors that I had previously because I don't often buy markers. So when I get new colors, it's just, I don't know, it's just so nice. Now my next artwork is a lovely cute little watermelon girl here, as you can see on the screen. Now like before, the artist who did this artwork is on the screen here, and this is a screen cap of her Instagram post, or their Instagram post. So definitely go check out their art as well, because I wouldn't have been able to do this without them and their gorgeous characters. Now this character obviously has a sort of watermelon theme. Now I did notice later that like her sort of design is very similar to the past one. However, I still wanted to do it because the colors were just so different and she's just so cute. Like before, I traced the line art onto some mixed media card using my Prismacolor colored pencils. Now, my last one that I did, I basically had just one sort of color for the line art, which was my new raspberry colored Prismacolor Premier. By the way, that's a new pencil that I bought, and I love that colored pencil. But yeah, this drawing had a lot of different colors in it, and I wanted to capture that in the line art as well. So I actually used a sort of green color for the green parts, and I also used that raspberry colored pencil, and used that for the red parts. And I also used a bit of a brown colored marker. No, not marker. Sarah, what are you doing? Pencil for where her skin was. Now this is really cute because it gives the artwork a sort of softer feel than just using a dark color for the line art. And you know what? I actually really like that because it sort of complements it well and gives her a really cute kind of aesthetic. Now as you can see, the pose is slightly different. For these artworks, I sort of wanted to change up the pose a little bit, mainly because I didn't want to just draw the exact same thing. I kind of wanted to do it in my style, I guess. So instead of having her holding a little watermelon candy, she's actually staring lovingly at a piece of floating watermelon. Now I mainly did this because this seems like a character that really loves watermelon, so I thought that it would be a really cute sort of pose for her. One thing I have to say is her hair is super adorable. Those like curly looks to the hair and the colors is just so nice. To be honest, if you know what it is, this hair kind of reminds me of a cyclone ice block. I'm not sure if you know what that is because I don't know if that's an Australian thing or if they're in other countries. I don't know. Tell me below if you know what a cyclone ice block is. But yeah, her hair kind of reminds me of that, and you know what? That actually makes me like it even more. So here is the line art fully done. Now I mainly started on the hair first, and as you can see, I am moving the page around. If you haven't noticed lately, I sort of changed up the way that I have been filming my speed paints. Now the main thing is that I have been taping down the page. Now this has some pros and some cons, but I hope you guys have noticed because I think that it has added a lot of betterness to my videos. A lot of the time, some people comment saying that the page moving around too much is a little bit distracting, or maybe it makes them dizzy. So I actually decided to, most of the time, tape the page down, and this just stops me from moving it about, so it actually stays very still in the video. Now this has some drawbacks, of course. A lot of the time I like to colour in and let the marker sort of follow the curvature of my wrist, and that just gives me a little bit more control. However, with this technique I kind of have to move my arm around a lot more to try and get a good angle. So it's not as good for the art per se, however, it makes the videos so much better in my opinion. So let me know below if you like me doing this. Honestly, I do like doing it, so I probably will continue. But obviously, I'd like to get your input as well. Now, back to the art. For her skirt, I drew it with mostly, what was it? Begonia pink, and then I added a little bit of crimson and peony as well for the shadows. And then I sort of had it come in a little bit of a gradient to sort of cherry white in the bottom part of her skirt. Now that's mainly because watermelons are like that, and also her character design has her skirt like that, so I definitely wanted to stay true to the outfit. And yeah, I used mainly a few different greens, I believe malachite and apple green for the skirt and her hair, and I actually really like those two together. They're not part of the same blending group, but I kind of like that anyways because it gives it a little bit more variance in the color and just makes it a little bit more vibrant looking. After that, I went over with my colored pencils to give little details here and there, just like the seeds on the watermelon and on her skirt, and also some highlights here and there with my new white Prismacolor pencil. And here is this one done. I really like that artwork, and yeah, for this video I wanted to do one more, and I kind of saved the most, it's not the best, but like the most exciting one for last, because this is a drawing that Baylee Jae herself did. Now, as I mentioned in the start of the video, she actually did a video like this, and she drew a little character with a banana, and she invited other people to draw it. And yeah, I actually really wanted to do hers for this. I actually did plan on doing this tag before she did a video, but the fact that she did a video made me really want to do one. But yeah, I'm so glad I waited to do it, because now I can draw her adorable little character in my video. So as you can see, the original artwork has her riding on a banana in a sort of smoothie looking liquid. Now I wanted to change up the pose a little bit and just make it look a little bit more me, so I actually decided to have her surfing on the banana instead of riding it. Now this opened up a little different possibility here, and I decided to have the smoothie kind of liquid be a wave, and to be honest, I'm so glad I did that, because it just adds a little bit more, I don't know, interestingness to what I would have drawn. So like the other artworks, I started it off on just a random scrap piece of paper, and then I actually put them into Photoshop, the sketches themselves, just to fix up little bits here and there and to print it out a little bit larger, because I like to sort of sketch in A5, I guess. I don't know why, it's just more comfortable for me. And then I trace it onto a bit of mixed media card using my Prismacolor pencils. And like the last artwork, I used a few different colors for this. I used sort of browns and oranges for the banana, purple for her hair and her little bunny ears, and then I actually used a bit of, what was it? Like reds and yellows and stuff for her little bangles. And yeah, for this, the first thing I went into was the background, which is sort of the only background in this artwork, if you can call it a background. And I just basically used my lightest colored markers, some blues, pinks, purples, for the sort of smoothie liquid stuff. And I just sort of drew little swirls going in the direction of the wave, and I actually really like that because it adds a lot of interesting, like it sort of draws your eye up and around and then sort of back onto the character, which I really like. And then for the hair, I went in with some, what is it? It is deep reddish blue and then a little bit of hydrangea blue and then also a little bit of violet as well, and I sort of layered those colours on each other to sort of get the right colour for her hair, because I didn't have the perfect colour, but eventually I got it to the right colour. Now, for this artwork, Baylee herself mentioned that she wished she went for more pinks instead of reds for her sort of dress thing. So I actually decided myself to sway it a little bit more in the pink side, mainly because that's what she wanted herself, and I thought it would look pretty cute too. So for her little dress suit thing, I actually used some deep magenta and some begonia pink, and I layered those on together nicely to get some nice little shadows. And then after that I used some different blues for the top part of her dress suit thing. And I actually really like the shading on that, because it's soft but it still gives it enough you know, nice shape to it that it looks pretty interesting, and actually looks kind of 3D as well. Now I have to say, if I was to pick a favorite out of these 3 drawings that I did, I would probably pick the first one with the character with the yellow to pink hair, mainly because that gradient is just so satisfying. But you know what, I love all of them very, very closely, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know below what your favorite out of these artworks are. Now for the banana itself, I used a few different yellows and greens and slight oranges. I actually used acid yellow, cadmium yellow, pale yellow, a little bit of sea green as well. And yeah, I actually really like the shading on the banana because it looks pretty nice and vibrant. And then after that I used a little bit of mustard and a little bit of Lionette Gold for the darker parts around the banana, and then also some brown coloured pencil for the spots on the banana. After that I used my white coloured pencil just to add some highlights here and there over the piece. And then I used my white gel pen to add the spots on her outfit. Now I know the spots aren't perfect. It's really hard to get a perfect sort of repeating pattern when you're drawing traditionally, so you know what, I tried my best. And then after that it was time to add the fruit in this movie, because the original art has like sort of fruit around her, so I definitely wanted to add those as well. So here are the final 4 pieces of art. Now this was actually a pretty crazy video. I actually did 4 pieces in this video, and all up the footage was like 5 hours of content, which is so much because usually I take probably 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, here are the artworks in the folder. Now if you'll notice, this last artwork here is the last sleeve of the folder. Now that means that my next artwork is going to be in the first page and the front cover of my next display folder. So that's pretty exciting. I wonder what it will be. So thank you guys so much for watching this super long video. I hope you enjoyed this, and make sure you check out the other artists in this video. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.